Hi folks, welcome back to the 8 Regents tournament. We have maybe the last game, or not sure if we'll get game 8, but game 7 we do have between Stark and Martell, and it's the game between Nikki and Superduck. Connor has provided us with the recording, and let's click play on this one. So it's 4-2 in favor of Stark at the moment. This is their match point basically. Tournament is over for everyone though, so it doesn't really matter whether we can salvage the draw against Stark, I guess, for our own final position, but we are not going to win this tournament. And they still have Fealty left, which is a problem. One of the best decks in the game, not just for Stark but for anyone. And we have Valyrian still. Good news though for us is that we get the perfect setup. We get Sunspear, which is the best possible card to get on setup. And
Is this the deck that you played in testing?
yes, we didn't have any Valyrian steals because we had to trade one away to Night's Watch. But I played it in testing a lot and had good results with it, so I suggested we take a copy in the end. And it's one of the decks we have still left for the final round that I thought would be pretty strong, but I don't know. I mean, Martell Valyrian still as good as it is, and it's an above average deck. I mean, it's up against Stark Fealty, so if it was up against Stark Valyrian still, I'd say it was a more fair fight. But good start for
I
sure
think
here. Have Duran as well, so all the key cards already in play.
um, to me, I think Stark has a lot of protection against this type of deck that tries to do some tricks, right?
Oh,
I mean, yeah, of course.
well, maybe a last card Scouts again would be annoying because I think we do play a lot of the ambush characters that deal with icons. Winterfell.
And if there's Caitlyn and Winterfell to stop your agenda mid challenges.
Well, it stops Duran mid challenges, which is probably more annoying than Agenda because Duran also needs the faction card. It's one or the other. Dupe to Ayman, that's not fun, and Small John pretty big here. Stark will get going immediately. But we have Golden Sunspear, so that's gonna be good. It's going to be a lot of econ to do challenges phase tricks if we are allowed to do them. Nicky's been playing really well lately. I think he's on a winning streak in this tournament, won the last few. But Superduck also one of the best performances in this tournament as usual. Not undefeated. No one is, in fact. Actually, there was one player that finished undefeated, Martin from Team Baratheon, but I think he only played 2 games. It was
Yeah, I mean, that's a bit different from, like, yeah.
yeah, but even the other players who played only a couple of games, there's no one undefeated. Yeah, two out of two. But of the players who played 4, 5, 6, 7 games, everyone's lost one.
Yeah, it's interesting tournament because there's also undecided ties all around and nobody seemed to be dominating, right?
Yeah, I mean 5 teams still in with a chance of winning in the final round. So chronologically, if I was doing commentary live, I could tell you now that so this is the final Sunday and the tournament is over at this point. I think Bara has won. Lannister had some chances still if they could win their own match, 7-1, and they got pretty close. I think they would have got there, but yeah. Everyone basically that was still in with a chance towards the end can look back at the tournament and some misplays that they made that could have cost them. Even Baratheon, if Baratheon lost, I mean, they could have looked back at some games they gave away against us. They gave one away for sure. The one they played against Martell Rose was just needlessly lost. But anyway, So,
I think
Fowler
in this type
twins.
of tournament where
Yeah.
everything is it's like you win a match or lose a match by one game. So at the end, you can, even if you lost a lot, you can see, okay, each week if we win one more game.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
that was our story last year, basically, in Team Tyrell.
yeah, yeah. I mean, this year we weren't really close. We would need
Yeah, but
even
some
more
teams
than
were Stark,
that.
for
But something,
instance.
yeah, Stark, I think, was
Yeah, drawing everything, and they have Fealties and
and
crossing left
Lannister
for
as
us.
well.
So
I think um, Lannister as well. I think didn't have that many straight wins. It had a lot of draws, right?
yeah, and in the end, the top decking Randall Tarley or revealing Randall from the top against Tyrell. That
Yeah,
ended
I
5-3 in favor of Tyrell. If that didn't happen, if it was any other card, then Lannister wins the tournament.
mean,
If everything else went the same, of course it wouldn't. Pairings would be different and everything, so it's pointless to look at it that way. But okay, so now both of them go Maiden, trying to control initiative, and Stark spams a little bit. I had Mad King's Command in my version, which is a good plot for this kind of swarm as long as you don't get crowned, which you could against Stark Fealty. But I don't think Nicky does. I think he said he disliked Mad King's Command in this type of deck, so he might have the Harris, which actually now would work out okay. Although there is a 6+2+2 annoying situation possible for Stark also. So
also Crown.
yeah, also Crown, of course. Crown is ever present. Seems like a weakness to have low strength, but no. Even that Stark can just turn into an advantage. You know, we used to, for the charts, we used to say strength 1, they just immediately die to Blood of the Dragon. That's why at some point uh, in Baratheon I started playing Bastard in Hiding in that cost slot instead of Vanguard Lancer, which has a superior ability, just because Blood of the Dragon was present, but now it's kind of the other way around. You look for crownable characters sometimes. Although if Blood of the Dragon was everywhere like it was at some point, then yeah, you'd maybe reconsider that. After all of this, there's still econ to play an 8 strength Daisy, another crownable character. I don't think we can contain all of this.
This is a pretty perfect position for Stark.
What's the attachment on our reducer there? Is it patience? Well, we draw
Hey,
more, which is okay. And the card in shadows could be Pinch, could be Tristane. You know what? Venomous Blade would be nice against this Stark deck. Just take
hmm.
Dicey out, that would be perfect. Forcing Dicey into the first challenge. So if now the first challenge is Intrigue. Yeah, I think you just Winterfell one on the attack, possibly to stop the run from triggering in that challenge. Get there now that you can. Although if you want the mage draw, then you can't Winterfell that, I guess. It's just going to attack with Dicey. Do you want to Winterfell it? No. Nick is going to defend to stop the unopposed. Wait for a better chance to start turning it
And
around. And Eddard is not what we want to see.
when you have a mage, I guess you don't want to Winterfell too much challenges that looks like are gonna be pretty safely won.
By the way,
Although you do have nightmare potential, so.
there's three it's round 2 and there's 3 econ locations for Stark, so that's one on setup, one in each round, right?
That's not.
Yeah, yeah.
Why do you hate when people
In the
have
previous
equal locations?
game, when I commentated, or the one before, there was 6 econ locations in round 2, and when I play Thrones, I have 1 Rose Road in 5 rounds. I have maybe I have 1 fewer or something in the deck, but not a dramatic difference. It's just
This is
guys like Superduck,
definitely.
they will never run into that situation where they have 1 Rose Road. It's impossible. They're
Definitely.
immune to that statistical anomaly that happens to me all the time.
Yeah, definitely not just specifically traumatized by one game that you played last day.
Yeah, I don't know. It keeps happening, and I had to commentate on my game against Neo from this round, and there was no econ in that one either. And he had 3 in setup or whatever. I tried to play naval and 2 northern armories in a row, so it's infuriating.
Oh, okay.
If you at least play at the gates, I understand. Okay, you played at the gates for your great hall, but no. Some okay, if you want the 6, usually that means you've played at the gates. To be fair, but yeah, some just get it
Did he not play the
regardless.
gates? What was the opening? Sorry.
I think he did.
Okay, so
Um, Chatting a bit
maybe.
too much, so I don't know, but I think he did. And we played Light Summer Fist.
See, you could have played your own at the gates and you would have had it.
So he could have had 4, right? 1 on setup, 1 in round 1, 1 from at the gates, and 1 now. Scavenger goes to hand. Patience is now in hand also, right? That's not terminal. And we do have gold. It seems like we don't, but Sunspear is available and can be used with the agenda. Now what's the penalty for losing this one? Oh, just triggering the run. Okay. Well, there's 2 more renowned bodies. And power hasn't been done yet, right? So, okay, Small John loses power. And we lose a Bara, of course we do. Not the Desert Scavenger or Patience, we lose a Bara. Do we want to... There's no power on the faction card. We could lose this, although it would mean unopposed, right? And then we take another icon from that. Although, yeah, it's not great. It gets the mage draw as well, right? So now we can do power back. Wyman still also there to trigger. Although he'd need to kill Bran, that's not something he would want to do probably. Although in this, in Martell Valyrian Steel, you can probably guess that there's not going to be many events. Simply attachments take all the extra slots that you have, so. And yeah, of course, Superduck loses the extra Winterfell. Not Obara.
Oh, Superduck doesn't lose the Obara, that's definitely in his deck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Truly unfair.
Okay, so this is the play that if those that watched it, if you remember, there was a friendly council episode that we did with Stephen Patain, who introduced this Valyrian Steel deck. It's quite similar to what we're playing here. Okay, some cards have been released since then, but this is this patience play to get stuff like Dornisway back into hand is quite nice. Quite a nice interaction, and if you can imagine that it's used here and then it leaves Doran and Fowler twins who are perfect for Dohaeris. When you get your stuff back in hand, it's quite handy. I think he also suggested the Sun Spear plan in that
Exactly.
episode,
How
but
does so patience?
Patience is a challenges
Just
action, just return attached character to your
okay,
hand.
okay. Just whenever you want.
Yeah, although it comes back now to actually do challenges.
Yeah.
Spend the Sun Spear for that, but okay, Sun Spear gets refilled a little bit anyway. And we're going to get closer in power. Was it worth it? Well, time will tell. Sun Spear is superb on setup, but if you get it late, I mean, you have to take the tempo hit, and then it pays for itself quite quickly. But if you're doing it in round 4, that's not worth it anymore, right? So, and here there's 75 cards, so you need a bit of luck to get it, but it's a giant bonus. So we go Father. So that's the restricted card into the Warrior.
Caitlyn gonna be marshaled then.
Of course, I mean, there's the 7 character in the deck that allows you to get claim 2, and you have it, of course, in hand. Nice. Nice board. If there weren't as many Stark characters around, so we need to reset it successfully at some point. Then we can play a bit. Yeah, I'm marshalling the attachments because Doran could use the faction card. So if it's not absolutely necessary, you can leave it for him. Do we have anything else, is the question. Ooh, okay. Now I think Superduck in normal circumstances could have regretted letting us go first. But he's playing Stark and everything can stand anyway.
Well, not right now. Right now, only Wyman.
Come on. Everything's gonna stand.
Okay, sure, if he marshals the road, yes.
Let's see. Well, so he's not holding back with this. Going to get as much power as possible and see what the reset situation is. It's not like he's running out of cards by doing that. That's the thing. Mage draws, and he has a full hand anyway. Wyman will draw every time, even after the reset, and he has Old Gate if it's needed. Old Gate also is slightly infuriating compared to some other cards that can just always trigger to draw. Even the Greyjoy one isn't as bad. Of course, he has Caitlyn as well, so that's now 2 claim on 1 challenge. You can use Sword of the Morning a little bit, but it's not amazing. What can he pull into challenges, and what is the Sunspear play going to be here? Sorry, Starfall play. Yeah, thinking about those actions probably. Just in case there's a Nightmares. You can pull some of the renowned guys into the same challenge to massively defend Doran, but I don't think they care as much. They're just going to get the renown on defense and whatever, right? So Sword of the Morning comes before Winterfell. If it's triggered on Caitlyn, then you might not bother with Winterfell anyway. Small John Mage and Eddard. Okay, all the renowned stuff. Well, then you don't Winterfell because Eddard wants to trigger, right? Or do you? It's going to stop the run, but that's about it. And cost you 1 power. Mage Mormont works on defense as well, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Why can't you just say while attacking or whatever? While you control an attacking House Mormont character. Why is it participating? Well, okay, so he has other ways to stop the run. So he did have nightmares after Nikki passed the Starfall window. Extra Wyman. So goes on the run. Starfall still there. But that's the one challenge that matters, the power one. You can you take icons not to lose power on defense? I mean, with Doran removed, Doran could have taken, let's say, Daisy's icon, and then Starfall takes Caitlyn's icon. Still 10 on the power strength. I don't see how you can stop it, whatever you do. Pinch on Wyman. Does that do anything? You're not going to seriously threaten triggering it, are you? You can attack Intrigue with 2 characters and force Wyman to defend so that he doesn't get pinched if magically there wasn't also 2 cards in play that block all triggers. Don't see any great reason not to just defend. Even if there's a milk in hand to put on Daisy, she will still have strength on the power challenge. I don't think we can get past this wall that Stark has set up here. Wall of Renown with all the icons and all the denial for challenges. We have our own nightmares. Yeah. It's not great because she keeps 1 strength and she can just do military if nothing else. Military with the scout instead, okay. I think we've at least stopped the 2 claim power from happening, right? But instead it's going to be 2 claim intrigue and we can't really afford it that well. We're going to have to return a character to hand as well, which suddenly might have turned into a downside. I guess we can target a dupe with that. Because I can't imagine a situation where we don't reset next round. Stark's just going to win. Up to 12. 13 with dominance. What can we do? Target Mage Mormont and play Morghulis? Or do we have the Harris in the deck? If you have the Harris, then yeah, I don't know. Just leave everyone in play that you can. So just target Wyman or something. So it is Mage Mormont and Fowler Twins. Now will Superduck save? No. Or yes, I should say he does save. So okay. Now we can try at least. And it's a lot of uniques that would die, right? So it's dead draws, but you still have others, that's the thing. Rob still hasn't seen play, there's still the Arias and whatever, and Jason Marister and Sam are still going to be around somewhere. And Martell is not in a great position. Doran would die and you don't have many cards, so
Yeah,
game's not
Cologne
looking
would
fun from there.
save. Cologne would save some things, but not that much renown. Only one on the on Meiji.
And
Meiji
it's
race. That's
into air, so looking for a dupe.
thing. Which I mean, there's decent chance to find dupe for one of them, right?
Okay, so I can
Either
tell you
Meiji
that
or either.
Nikki is going to concede in a couple of seconds, and then the video ends very abruptly, so I have to do this to avoid having to
Okay, I
edit
see.
it. Yeah, I found the edit dupe, and then I was looking at the situation. So we don't. The video ends, so we can't see what if there's any chat or whatever. But just I looked at it after the game to see what situation would be left after Morghulis. So Eddard gets duped and Wyman has a dupe. Everything else dies. So Superduck goes from 13 to 8, and Nikki is left without a board. But presumably, okay, could have waited for the draw phase, but if there's nothing in hand and nothing on Sunspear even in terms of econ, and you don't have any characters to repopulate, you're not going to turn the game around. So I didn't think it was worth proceeding there. So fair enough. But I don't know. We don't know Stark's hand. We saw some cards that were revealed, the Northern Armory or something, but we don't know for a fact if there was a Rob or whatever. Does Stark Fealty have time for wolves? Probably not, right? Just draws summer naturally to resurrect something.
I mean, I think some people play it, some people don't. I saw one friendly opener Superduck played it, and I don't think he had it.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we can acquire a game mate as well. I think a recording does exist, so we'll be back with that. Apologies if it doesn't, then this is the last video, but I think there will be one more. So thank you for watching and see you in the last one.